94.3 WYBC. This is the electric drum. Of course, this is the rhythm of the city. And it is my pleasure to have in the building today Gwendolyn Busch Williams, Director, Youth and Recreation at the City of New Haven. Now, of course, I'm particular about this interview because, of course, you could hear her on the Sweet Sounds of Praise with Gwen and AJ on Sundays. Yes. But today we're not going to be like, doing our promo stuff.
We always have to promo. We always got to market.
Yeah, that's right. So, but today, we're going to talk about her job and what she does. We're going to talk about her journey, and actually, let's get started with that. So Gwen, you grew up in West Haven, right? Is that where you grew up? So talk to me about those early days.
So the early days, I grew up in West Haven, but because that's where my home was. However, because of my mom and my dad's job, I kind of was transplanted, staying with my aunt in New Haven. So the Hills section is a personal, has a soft spot in my heart because that was my stomping ground. That's where I was hanging out. I actually went to middle school. Well, I went to a Catholic school. I went to Sacred Heart. If you remember, that was the grammar school across from Lehigh.
Yes,
so I did pre-K through 8th grade there and did church in New Haven. All of my activities were in New Haven. So I feel like I am a child of this New Haven area as well. I have been fortunate. So I was raised by both my parents, Dave and Janie Busch. My father has transitioned to his glory right now, and it was just two of us. It was me and my sister. My older sister, who's 3 years older than me, who is, significant role in my life. We are just so extremely close. And so, I had a good childhood. It was one of those things you didn't know that you were struggling until someone else told you. So we had breakfast for dinner and, we thought that was the treat. Oh my God, Mom, pancakes, what? Who is better than us right now? It was a good thing. My parents were always on the grind to try and make it better for me and my sister.
Yeah, and I just love your sister. That's my girl right there.
Oh, yeah, she loves you too, Juan. She loves you so much.
I'm trying to tell you, boy. Big ups. So, okay, so tell me about, what were some of the things that you were interested, in middle school? What were some of your hobbies and who were some of your mentors around that time?
You know what? I didn't have to go far. My biggest sheroes, believe it or not, was my mom.
Yes.
My mom held it down. I had to give it to her. She was the epitome of a woman. So she was working, yet she came home and spent time with us. She took care of us and, the cooking and the cleaning. And we always did the summer family trips. And then I also had the women in my church. I'm a lifelong member of Bethel AME Church here in New Haven on 255 Gulf Street. And so that village supported me. They were my mentors. So I didn't have to go to the TV screen. I didn't have to go to the movies and imagine, I want to be like this person or that person, because I had physical, viable, actual women in my life who were teaching me how to be a woman,
right,
and what it is to be a woman and a wife. So I am fortunate. I am blessed with all of those. And I just have to shout out just a couple.
Of course.
There was a Miss Bobby Bermel, Miss Maren Johnson, Miss Sadie Greer, and of course, my mom and Mabel Brown. They were best friends, and it was definitely one of those, if I did something, by the time I got home, my mother knew, so I got 2 beatings from them and my mom. Definitely old school.
Yeah. and then you had quite a few pastors. You had Reverend Justice, and name the pastors. Name the pastors that you have gone through at Bethel.
Elliot.
Yes.
Elliot Mayfield, Reverend Justice.
Yes.
Reverend Dalen Greer, Reverend Joseph Hooper. And my current pastor, Reverend Stephen Cousin, and I am missing about 3 or 4 from that 4 years old to about 12 years old age. But a lot of pastors have gone through, and they definitely have impacted. They were always nurturing. I give them credit, especially growing up. They were very nurturing.
And I gotta say, Bethel has been one of those churches that, not that other churches don't do this also, but that they went real deep into not being a part of the community, and especially, you know, with the COC, and you know, and all those ventures, you know, making sure that neighborhood, you know, knew that church was there, right? You know, by going into the community, and you know, it's still that way, you know. So so big ups to you and the church family over there.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad that they have been received in the community like that. I mean, but why, you know, that's where change started from. So from the movement, the voters movement, and women's rights and civil rights, it always started in the church. And so I am glad that historically this church has always been in the forefront of being in the community and making social change. And that has really impacted me in what I've been doing in my life. You know, sometimes even when you have to stand out there on your own and make a stand. And so they have taught me that.
Now, this young lady right here is a triple threat, right? So, you know, I only got 40 minutes, so, you know, it's going to be hard for me to get it all in, right? Because she's a singer, she's a radio personality, and she's the director of Youth and Recreation City. I don't know how she does all of it. And then also, you know, and which I'll let you talk about that, you know, is, you know, she's very much into, you know, the whole, what is your lodge? What is your lodge again?
Oh, Eastern Star, Order of the Eastern Stars.
Yeah, so is my wife, you know, and you know, and so it's more than a triple threat, right? So anyway, so let's start off with, when did you start singing? Did that start in the church, and did it start?
Absolutely. Okay, absolutely. So I am that regular story that you hear, these stars. Oh, I started off singing in the church. I actually started off singing in the church in the junior choir. I couldn't get in until I was age 4 years old, and I cried because I wanted to sing at 3. And finally, she got tired of me and put me in the front row. And you couldn't even see my head over the choir loft because I was so short, and I'm still not that tall. But singing in church, and so my skills were honed when I went away to college. I joined under the leadership of Pastor Marshall Muntz from Hartford. He was the director of Voices of Freedom, which was the gospel choir at University of Connecticut, where I got my undergraduate degree. And so he just really honed in my love for singing. But the irony of it all is that I only prefer to do gospel. I have been requested to do some R&B and all of that. And, you know, I'll do it begrudgingly, but that's not my passion. My passion is always gospel.
Yeah, and you know, and that's the thing about life. You know, we got to find our lane, right? You know, and that's on the real. So okay, so if you didn't know, unless you've been living under a rock, okay, you know, you got Kurgan right here in the city. A choir that is nationally recognized. And of course, you can listen to Sweet Sounds of Praise every morning. Here we go with the plug-in. And every Sunday you could hear that. You could hear there are many songs right now. They got a hit right now.
Tune in, guys. Tune in.
So when did you and AJ, you know, and how did that all come together?
So AJ and I have actually known each other since high school, and he is also a graduate of the University of Connecticut. But we are in a brother and sister fraternity and sorority. So he is a member of Phi Beta Sigma. I'm a member of Zeta Phi Beta, and he pledged me so y'all understand what I'm talking about. We are old school. He pledged in 85. I was in 89. You know, we're old heads with this one. And so we were both in the choir together at University of Connecticut. When we graduated, came home, Pastor Muntz decided that he wanted to start a community choir in Hartford, Celebration Community Choir. We sang with them for 10 years until he dismantled it, decided he wanted to go into full-time ministry. So when we got into New Haven, we were like, we need to do something at home. There are those in all different denominations, but we all have the same thing. We just love to sing. And we love to sing the good news. So we formed Kurgan in 2001. So actually, this is our 20th year of existence.
Oh, my goodness.
And what a lot of people don't know is that, Juan, we're actually a business. We're a formal 501c3, Kurgan Ministries Incorporated. So, you know, thank God for that education. We made sure we handled our business when we came out and formed this choir. So we've just been best friends since that time. He's the godfather of my son, Mixmaster Blake. Now, for those who don't know, Juan Castillo gave me my start on radio. I actually started as an intern, but he gave me the graveyard shift, y'all. 4 a.m.
These people they don't understand that right now. It's like, yo, give me prime time right away. What?
I didn't get prime time right away. I have been working for over 25 years in radio to get this prime time. Know that. You got to put in the work. And so Juan, thank you, Juan. Juan and the Mixmaster Blake, we would be up there at 4 a.m. to 6, and my thing was gospel jazz. So
that's right. For great days, man.
This is my boy here. Y'all don't understand. Still
Thank you so much. So, all right, and so again, right? So again, look, I forgot about the sorority. So they go, ain't no trip with it. It's like, I don't know what you call when you got 5 things going on. So tell me about the Eastern Stars and how you got into that, and how that has changed your life also.
So I became a member of the Eastern Star in 2000. So I have surpassed my 20-year anniversary in that. Yes. And it was actually, it was because of relationship. I had a group of friends, and my father was a Mason. My mom was a member of the Eastern Stars. Back in 1960, she became a member actually of the Eastern Star. And so I knew that community was there. What I loved, and I have actually been asked the difference between being in a sorority versus being in the Eastern Star. So when you become a member of a sorority, the requirements are you have to be in college and you have to have a certain GPA, and that is the only way that you can seek membership. What drew me to the Eastern Star was that it was offered to anyone who had a belief in a higher being. Of course, you have requirements other requirements you have to meet, but it was open to everyone. So it didn't matter your make, your race, your background, your job, career. Nothing made a difference. We all had a commonality, and we all had that same theme. And so that's why I was drawn there. I loved it. And I can go anywhere over this world and meet someone who is an Eastern Star or a Mason, and it is just like we've known each other all our lives. It's like family. Definitely wouldn't trade it for the world. I enjoy that experience, and the work that they do in the community has been great, and so it's an honor to be a part of that.
Yeah, and obviously, you got a big job right now.
Right now, I was blessed.
But then also, you gained some leadership skills also because you took a leadership role also in the Eastern Stars for a little while, right?
Yes. So I have served in the seat. We refer to it as worthy matron. So I am a past matron. I served in 2015. So that's equivalent kind of like to being the president for that year. I'm glad to have had that opportunity. And then there's a subsidiary to the Eastern Stars called the Imperial Court Daughters, and I served as a leader in that capacity. I truly believe that in order to give service, you should be the head. That is the best service that you can give back to an organization, by actually serving as a leader. There are many people who want to come in and kind of like, they don't want to do the work. I just kind of want to have fun on the end, but it takes work. It takes work to be out there. And so if I'm going to go into an organization, it's going to be full steam ahead and give my best. And so I have kind of like been the president of most of every organization I've been in.
Yes, I'm real familiar with it. That's why I was able to ask the question. And we're proud of the Eastern Stars and what they do in our community. And also, when you served as the head, you did some great things. And I was glad to be there to help also. Okay, so we're gonna back up again, right? So high school, senior year. And, you trying to decide what to do with your life. You've been singing, you've been in the church, by the way, everybody, this is Electric Drum. We're speaking to Gwendolyn Busch Williams. Of course, she's the director of youth and recreation at the city of New Haven. And plug, she's on Sundays with the Gwen and AJ show on Sweet Sounds of Praise from 12 to 3. A whole lot of fun and great gospel music. So I got that in. So in any case, all right, so you're getting ready to graduate from high school.
Yes.
What's going on? What decisions are getting ready to be made in terms of your future?
So again, I was fortunate. I had parents who were 100% supportive of going to higher education. So my question was not, do I want to go to college? It was, where are you going? I haven't seen the applications. Let me see where you want to go. So the funny
Nice.
story is, when I started off, I wanted to go into the Naval Academy. That was
Wow.
it. I was like, I want to go into the Navy. It just seemed so cool. And, I wanted to wear the uniform. Had a couple of friends before me, graduated before me, went into the military.
Okay.
Naval Academy. Applied, got in, received the letter. But then I read in the letter that upon graduation, I would be commissioned and I would have to serve on a submarine for
Wow.
5 years.
Mm.
I wasn't going underwater on nobody's boat for 5 years. I went back and told my father the next day I'm going to Yukon.
All right. Yeah, no, I hear you. My goodness gracious.
So
But
I'm glad I made that decision. And I don't know where I would be if I had went into the military.
so while at UConn, everyone when they first start, of course, you don't know what you want to major in and so forth and
Right.
so on. At the time that it was a decision to do that, right? What did you decide to major in? For graduation.
Oh, so freshman year I majored in partying until my father told me that the Bush Foundation was going to end in 4 years. And so whether I got my degree or not, he wasn't going to pay for it no more.
Okay.
I serious one. And then I wound up going in. I knew I wanted to work with people. So I wound up getting my undergraduate degree in interpersonal communication. So that is the area you would go into if you wanted to be in human resources, that type of field. And so that's what I wanted to do. I thought I was going to work at a Fortune 500 company. But of course, upon graduation, what happens? You can't find a job. So I am going to go to any place that hires me. And I received my first job upon graduation at Department of Social Services with the state of Connecticut. So I was over there on Bassett Street working, and it was interesting. You started working with people and you saw some of their dire situations. And then I found my calling, like I really want to help. So I decided to go back to school to get my master's. I went to Southern Connecticut State University and I received a master's in urban studies, which kind of gives you the look of how cities are formed and the culture of the city. So looking from urban to suburban to rural, you really get a perspective on that. And then I went on and received another master's in social work. And so that's when I found my niche. So I have that. And then I decided, like, last year it wasn't enough. So I'm actually a doctoral student right now.
What? Okay. So she's going to be a doctor now. Come on. Now, but listen, you are a testament to the fact that, first of all, you can do a couple of things at the same time, but they always,
you can.
And then also how important education is. And it's not always about, I'm going to go to school in order to make more money. Right.
No, it definitely wasn't that.
It's not about that. The other thing that you said that I think has been great for our community too, is that, 20 years ago, if you ask someone about, when it was time to go to school, what happened, they would tell you like, well, my parents wanted me to just go to work. Right.
Yeah.
But times have changed. Right. African Americans are now making sure that their kids, like, it's not an option. You're going to go. Right.
Yeah.
And that mindset has changed our community, and it continues to change our community because, again, the education is extremely important, not only in terms of, making more money and getting a job, but also for you to become a better person, right? All of the people that you're going to meet and the experiences you're going to have while you're getting an education, those are valuable, period, right? So
I just want every young person who's listening, I want you all to know the one thing that someone taught me a long time ago: once it gets in here, no one can take it from you. Once it's here, no one can take it from you. So be that sponge, absorb as much as you can. And guess what? I respect the fact that everyone may not want to go to a 4-year college, but there are different technical schools you could still go to advance yourself. So we still need someone going to the to be that new hairstylist. We need someone who's going to be a plumber, a carpenter, an electrician. Get a trade. You need something, elevate yourself some way, somehow. That is the most important thing.
Hey, my barber and and all of them, they traveling, going over here and going over there. They got the nice cars, and it's like, yo, man,
Facts.
you
Facts.
know what I'm saying?
Juan, let me say, what would we do if no one else was an electrician?
Yeah, serious, man.
What happens if there was no more plumbers in the world?
That's what I'm talking about.
What if I couldn't get my hair barbered or coiffed? I didn't have a hairstylist. What?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And so, and I just want to let everybody know, this is International Women's Month. This is Women's Month, and this is one of the reasons why I'm interviewing Gwen, as well as a lot of other, wonderful females that from our community who need to be, brought out in terms of, like people getting to know them. You know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons why I have you here today. And so how did you eventually ended up working for the city of New Haven?
So when I finished my degree, I went and started doing full clinical psychotherapy at a mental health clinic that was actually in the heart of New Haven. That was the first time I had ever ventured out and was working in a nonprofit. And so, side note, everyone, be real with yourself. You have to know what forum or avenue you could work in. And guess what, Juan? Nonprofit was not for me. I needed a little more security. So
that's right.
That's how I got at the city. I saw actually. I applied over here at City of New Haven. And so my first job was as the program manager for the Youth at Work program. I started actually in April 4th, 2007. Don't ask me why I remember it, but April 11th, 2007. I do remember though. And I have been here ever since. And so it was just test and trial and able to work my way up and showed my value, and actually someone recognized my value in my work. And I have been able to, reach this pinnacle right now of my career as director of the department I came in. That is just, it's awesome. It's awesome and overwhelming and unbelievable at the same time that I've been.
We are so proud of you, absolutely. And so now, considering, we're coming off of COVID, the country's going to open up, we getting ready. Some people don't have the patience, you know what I mean? But in time, things are going to get back to the new normal, right? And so you've had to make some adjustments in terms of how you serve the youth in our community, and also, because recreation in our community, right?
Correct.
Tell me what some of the things that you've been doing through this period, and also how are you looking ahead?
Well, just so everyone knows, effective July 1, actually, there was two departments that were merged to form the Youth and Recreation. So the recreation side of Parks and Recreation merged with the Youth Services Department, and now we have the new name of Youth and Recreation. We did not stop. So when we shut down for maybe a couple of months because COVID was so new and everyone was trying to get a handle of what was going on, but we came back in May because we recognized the fact that we still needed to bring some form of normalcy to the youth in the city of New Haven. So we still ran our summer employment program and our summer camps. Of course, it was more involved now because we had to make sure that we were following all the guidelines from the CDC, the state health department, as well as the New Haven health department. And so it was making sure that we had our COVID plans in place. What happens if a young person contracted COVID? How do we isolate them? All of that was a part of our planning, but it was just important to us that we made sure we ran some kind of camps. Our young people are impacted just as the adults during COVID. I do not think that we give enough credit in that to the young people or what is going on, that their emotions are just as valid as what we're feeling. So when we're stressed out and upset, they're stressed out and upset as well. They are feeding off of what is going into the household. So it is important for us to try and find programming to relieve some of this stress. As a matter of fact, this past fall of this new fiscal year, we still ran our regular signature programs. So we still did the trunk or treat at Edgewood Park.
Right.
We still did our turkey drive giveaway in November. We still did our toy giveaway in December. It just was a little different. Instead of everyone kind of walking through, we did it as a drive-through. And shout out to 94.3 because you all were down with us for every single event, making sure
Absolutely.
that you had someone there and announcing it. And I cannot thank you enough for buying into our mission, into our vision
Absolutely.
here at
Yes.
Youth and Recreation. And for Black History Month, we just recently did a soul food giveaway. We gave away 1,200 meals throughout different sections of the city of New Haven. And there were so many people who were just happy because we thought of them.
Yeah.
We have not forgotten you. We have not forgotten our youth. We have not forgotten our family. Basketball courts are now going up all across the city because
Good.
we need an outlet. And, you know, they have been stranglehold in the house too long. We recognize it, we see it, and we hear you. And so the basketball courts are going back up. We're looking into the spring sports season. So baseball, softball, soccer, you know, we're going to make sure that there is something that is going on for our youth to be a part of. And actually, we're in the planning stages now. No promises, but I'm trying to see if I can get a program together for Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know, Juan, you know, I'm gonna have to get you in on that, Juan.
Yeah, that's my heritage. Oh, absolutely. No question. So that's wonderful. Your hands are full, you know, but I know you can handle it. You know, it's a beautiful thing, you know. And I just want to thank you for everything that you do for our community. Again, you know, we wanted to recognize you today, you know, so that you know that we are here and we are watching. And we really, you know, appreciate what you do.
Juan, can I tell you how much I appreciate you, and I appreciate every organization that collaborates with us. I know it's not me. It is so not about me. I just happen to be in the right place at the right time, but it is all of the organizations, and it's our entire village. It's this New Haven village that makes it happen. And so we're doing this together. And my dude, you are doing a phenomenal job during COVID. Know that.
Well, thank you. Now, I know it's all about being safe. You know, that's what it's about. Thank you so much, Gwendolyn Busch Williams.
Thank you.
Say hello to the hubby for me and the family. And thank you so much. And make sure that this Sunday,
you tune in.
12 o'clock, 12 to 3.
12 to 3.
Gwen and AJ, Sweet Sounds of Praise, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Music this side of heaven,
that's what I'm talking about. You're right here. Juan Castillo on the electric drum. I know you've been inspired. I know I have. We will see you next week.